because of what happened with that Joel Stransky drop goal just in the last minutes of extra time, is an absolutely shattering and demoralising blow for them.
And after a loss in a match of this importance, the coach's future is bound to come under scrutiny, Peter?
Of course it does, and hasn't Laurie Mains's future come under scrutiny so often before? He'll carry on in the meantime. He has a massive task now, though, to get the All Blacks up for the Bledisloe Cup home and away matches against Australia in just on a month's time. As I understand it, he's appointed until the end of this year, so no doubt he'll take the All Blacks to France and to Italy as well on the end-of-year tour. Unfortunately, history is not going to remember, though, Laurie Mains as a particularly lucky coach. We remember that try that France scored in the last minutes of that second test last year. There was the Gregan tackle on Jeff Wilson in the Bledisloe Cup game at Sydney, and now this Joel Stransky dropped goal, which has denied Laurie Mains his ultimate prize. He'll carry on in the meantime, but it will be a very, very heartbreaking day for him as well.
Peter Williams, live from Johannesburg.
South Africa's victory seals an almost fairy tale transformation in the Republic's fortunes. In just over a year, the nation has moved from apartheid to democracy, and now from international sporting pariahs to world champions. Liam Giori reports on the latest event to unite the Republic.
The partying started many hours before the match. To everyone, South Africans and visitors alike, this was not just another game. Two nations had so much at stake. The Springboks are going to win, right? Bullshit. To be a Kiwi or a Kiwi supporter in this crowd was a popular thing. The president even wore a jersey given to him by the Springbok captain. The Rainbow Nation, as they call South Africa these days, putting on its most colourful display. Impressive. The game, as they say, is history. Its effects on this country almost incalculable. It was the All Black faces that reflected the feeling of most New Zealanders at Ellis Park on this day. The reaction in Soweto tonight reflected in just about every bar, pub, restaurant and cafe throughout this land. Liam Giori, One Network News, Johannesburg.
Many New Zealanders believed the All Blacks would win the World Cup. They gathered in pubs, clubs and makeshift grandstands, all set to celebrate. But as Jody Ihaka reports, those hopes gradually turned to disappointment.
Even before kick-off, the Kiwi fans were confident. All across the country, fans backed the Blacks. They were high on excitement and hungry for action.
Taking it to us.
And it seemed no one was more surprised than the Springbok supporters.
I love it! I love it! Simply the best.
But for the Kiwis, the commiserations were endless.
In the end, we just weren't good enough, were we? I mean, you have to give it to the South Africans, as much as that is hard to admit.
Once again, it's time to remind you not to forget that we won the America's Cup. Rugby isn't everything.
But for these fans, it is. Jody Ihaka, One Network News.
Now, for those still depressed by the All Blacks' loss, a Christchurch psychologist believes we'll cope if we look at the positive aspects of the game. Tom Marshall says people should focus on the fact that it was a good game, played with honour.